Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this year's NGC State of the MUnion. On this webinar, we have several members from NGC as well as the MSU Foundation. So we'll start introducing ourselves. My name is Ashley Burville. I am the NGC president.
My name is Naisha White. I'm the NGC vice president.
Angelica Foster, National Officer Membership.
I'm Davina Lopez. I'm the National Officer of Expansion.
My name is Nicole Aaron, and I'm the National Officer of Philanthropy.
Hi, I'm Josie Rios, and I am the MSU Foundation president.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started by giving you a few updates on what's going on with MSU. We'll start with going over the statistics for the 2018-2019 active sisters. We have so far a total of 342 active sisters. So that's pretty on par with where we were at last year, but you can see the breakdown on the screen for the type of annual dues that everybody paid. So the majority of our sisters paid the early bird dues. That's about 65%. We had almost 20% of sisters pay regular dues, and then we had 50 sisters, which adds up to about 14.66% of sisters elect to do our 6-month payment plan, which was something brand new that we started for this year. And out of the sisters that have paid active this year, we have 71% of those sisters are Aretias or alumnus sisters. 27% are undergraduate sisters, and then we have about 4 sisters, which adds up to a little over 1% that identify as members at large, which means that they did not yet complete their bachelor's degree. For the statistics about when they became a sister, the 0.29% of our sisters crossed between 1981 and 1989. We have 5.56% that crossed between 1990 and 1999, and then 17% between 2000 and 2009. And then between 2010 and 2014, we had 28% of the sisters that are active this year crossed during that time period. And then 2015 to 2018 is almost half, which is about 48%. And you can see the breakdown of how many sisters we've had each year. So we're steadily between the years of 2011 and 2018. And as I said, we are right on par with where we were at last year this time, which is at about 342 active sisters. Now, keep in mind that the active sister dues time period has been extended this year than it has in years past. So dues will be open until January. So that'll give us some more time for more sisters to pay their dues if they're interested in, and then that number should hopefully go up. Total amount of sisters by chapter and district. That breakdown you see on your screen was done by Jen Rencher, and it pretty much just gives us a good snapshot of how many sisters each chapter has over the years. So each color you see, the first section of chapters you see are chapters that have 51 or more sisters that have been initiated through their chapter. So that is Amazona, Matriarca, Sixica, Indígena, Mosaic, and Almea have 51 or more sisters. Then the second grouping of sisters is chapters that have between 31 and 50 members. So that would be Genesis, Aborigina, Temisquira, Zaona, Lazuline, Palenque, Kiatira, and Emeritus. The next group of sisters is sisters between 21 and 30 initiates through their chapter. That's Destinidas, Kimimela, Nisa, Vatara, Jasni, Concordia, Ionia, Evidni, Novastella, Las Conquistadoras, Diani, Kumi, Hasinai, and Aretias. And then your 11 through 20 is Gaia, Zurima, Abrianim, Kailasa, Yamaya, Atitlan, Boetia, Freya, Orisha, Ujimiu, Bodhati, Zodikan, and Zaria. And then sisters, chapters with members between 1 and 10, Quinquatria, Euthalia, Myocardia, Celtic, Davy, Rhea, Diania, Maulana, which is our brand new chapter, Arikara, Samara, Sekhmet, Shiveo, Roma, Anansi, Gadiseo, Yazi, Janus, Artemisia, which is another brand new chapter, Akasa, and Nara. And out of all of those chapters, we have a total of 1,488 sisters, which is an additional 100 sisters from where we were at this time last year.
Hi, ladies. For our Aratias chapter, which, as you guys know, is our graduate chapter, current vacancies for their e-board include Assistant Officer of Membership, Historian, Alumni Relations, Philanthropy, and Communications. They are potentially planning to have spring 2019 membership in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Florida, Georgia, and Missouri, and their membership manual was recently revamped. Current initiatives that are looking for sister support with would be the monthly book club and sister webinars. So they're looking for you guys to be involved with those because those are specific projects that they started for you guys. And additionally, they are hoping to plan an Aratias Spring 2019 retreat. They currently have Facebook groups for different topics. If they apply to you, please join those. Additionally, they do have their own OrgSync portal. They have been posting links to their OrgSync portal so that they can get all alumni sisters to join, so you guys can stay up to date on everything that they're doing for you guys. And there are currently 6 local chapters. So North New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, New England, the DMV area, and Central Florida. If you would like to start a new chapter, the deadline for you to submit a submission would be May 1st.
Hi, ladies. So just the membership updates for fall 2018. We had 54 TRs / interest that interviewed, and we had 53 PMs begin our orientation process. As of today, we had 27 new members, and those were 8 different chapters. And by the fall of 2018, we're projecting that we will have a total of 39 new members for fall 2018. And we're asking all sisters to reach out, welcome, support, go to probates, and yeah, just welcome our new members. And that gives us a 74% membership retention rate with 14 discontinuations. But I do want to note that within the 14 discontinuations, we did have one line from the Palenque chapter that had 4 PMs that had to discontinue the process. And this was due to a non-MSU related hazing allegations. And so the school ceased all membership intake activities until the investigation was complete. And so those 4 PMs unfortunately had to discontinue the process. So our 59th chapter, and I'll let Davina go into this a little more, but I wanted to basically post their probate, Maulana, State University of New York at Plattsburgh. And their founding date was November 10th, 2018. November 10th, 2018. And there's the new member presentation flyer. So please support if you can. Great group of ladies. And we have our pending, not 60-day chapter yet, but once they cross on November 17th, then it'll be their 60th chapter, Artemisia, and that's Felician University. They have 2 PMs on right now. And so please support. They have their crossing November 17th at New Jersey City University. So that's the membership allegations and investigations as 2018 as a whole. So far there's been Emeritus, Myocardia, Kimimela, and Hasanai.
Okay, so for expansion, general overview of how expansion works. So my job as National Officer of Expansion, I mainly work with administration. I do presentations on campus, and I have meetings with administration on figuring out what MSU can do to get on campus and when they would be ready. And then currently I have 4 liaisons that are under me. I should have 5. I currently don't have a D1 liaison, so Brianna has been helping me with that. She's from D3. So my liaisons mainly work with the interests and tiaras. So they get their packets ready, they make sure they're good to go, and they work with the district directly that they will be joining. As far as the process to expand at any university, typically it normally takes about 3 semesters before we actually have intake. Schools usually give us 3 semesters to have intake, or you have to apply all over again. So we do try to have a fast process overall. You're supposed to have 2 district votes. So the first vote would be if you feel you want to start recruiting on that campus, you go to your district and say, hey, we're interested in this school. How do you guys feel about recruiting on this campus? So there's a vote by all active chapters and then 1 vote by alumni. And then you get another district vote when you feel that that particular group is ready for intake or to go through the orientation process. So I can't do anything until the district approves that they want to have that school in their district. As far as intake requirements, I try to have about 12 to 15 interests at a school before I decide to approve intake, because there's always one like that might not have the grades, or somebody doesn't have the money at the last minute, and you don't want to you try to have at least 7 ladies ready for intake. The only way it would be approved to have 5 or 6 ladies is if the majority are not seniors. And that was a proposal that was passed recently. So you can have less than 7, but the majority cannot be seniors. And also the school has to approve as well. Some schools do require a certain number, so we always follow the school's policy. As far as a new chapter advisor, they are under the National New Chapter Advisor for 2 years. And then the new chapter advisor I work directly with, they help select admins for a potential school. And then we work together as far as they communicate with the administration as well. So it'll start off with me, and then once the girls go through the orientation process, I kind of lean it towards the new chapter advisor so that they can kind of work on that transition. So right now we're working to reestablish the following chapters. The Gaia chapter, Las Conquistadoras, Arikara, Abrianim, Borhati, Anansi, Zarima, Concordia, and Janus. So this is a 2-year snapshot. As you know, that I'm in my 2nd term, which is my 3rd year as National Officer of Expansion. And I just kind of wanted to give you a 2-year snapshot of what I've been doing the last 2 years. And how those chapters are doing. So we have Uthalia and Wujimu. So I'll start with Uthalia, spring 17. There were 6 founding sisters. Right now there's 9 sisters total, 7 active sisters on campus, and 3 interests. Wujimu, there are 7 founding sisters. They now have 13 sisters total, 7 active sisters on campus, and 2 interests. Amazona, we revived fall 17. They have 12 sisters since it was revived, 10 active sisters on campus, and currently have 2 tiers and 5 interests. And Dianaya, spring 18, they have 7 founding sisters. They did not have intake this semester. They have 7 active sisters on campus and 12 interests. As far as expansion updates for the future goals, I'm still trying to always partner with LSU. I find that it's a little easier transition if LSU is already on the campus, because they kind of help us get our foot in the door. So I do try to go where LSU is going. And then I also want to fill in the gaps. I want to try to make sure that expansion makes sense. So I don't want to go all the way to California just yet, because it wouldn't make sense to have that big of a gap. I'm continuing to revive dormant chapters, and I'm trying to partner with the district boards, especially when it comes to like rezoning. I want to make sure that the districts are in good communication and agree with what my plan would be. As far as new chapters for this semester, we are working with Plattsburgh and Felician. So Plattsburgh would be the Molana chapter and Felician would be the Artemisia chapter. And then future schools, fingers crossed, being very optimistic. I have 2 years in my term, so I'm done. I have, the rest of this year, and then I have next year. So at the end of my term, I'm hoping that these schools will already be established. I'm working very hard on them. And they're Fairleigh Dickinson Metropolitan Campus, Rhode Island College, University of Albany, Indiana University, Binghamton University, SUNY Cortland, East Carolina University, Temple University, and Moravian College. I have about 4 of those schools starting next semester in the spring. So it's going to be a big semester. Thanks.
Star Academy is our self-paced sister development program where you'll be able to basically take courses to reacclimate you to the business side of MSU. Currently, we have 2 member certifications. So we have one track that is specifically geared towards teaching neophyte undergraduate members how to do the business side of MSU, and that is essentially all of the workshops that sisters get within their neophyte workshop when they cross regardless. And the Aretius neophyte member certification is similar to the Aretius neophyte workshop that they will get when they cross as well. However, these are open for any sisters to complete if you guys would like a refresher. We also have officer certifications. So for those of you who are on a chapter board and if you guys are doing membership positions, if you're a district officer, a big sister, if you are an alumni advisor, or if you plan to be on NGC, there are some officer certification requirements that you will need to complete. They're all listed on this chart and they correspond to workshops that you will complete in addition to the membership certifications. We also have course descriptions so you guys can fully understand what courses you guys are taking and what you will learn in those courses. As of now, our previous deadline to complete Star Academy for all officers on all governing levels of MSU was October 31st. Unfortunately, a lot of those weren't completed, so we are extending that deadline until November 20th. So please make sure you get your Star Academy program certifications done so that you are ready and able to lead MSU. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. The first item is MSU Unity for Community. So just to go over the announcement that was originally made in September, the top 3 chapters, whether it be undergraduate or RTS, both are eligible to participate. With the most community service between August 1st, 2018 and May 1st, 2019, will receive the following incentives. So the first place chapter with the most community service will not have to pay any chapter dues to NGC. So that goes for both undergraduate or RTS, whichever happens to be in first place. And then second place is 75% off of chapter dues, and third place is 50% off of chapter dues. As of Sunday, the current runnings are as follows. The CSICA chapter is in first place with 7 community service events. Second place tied is Aborígena and Indígena, and third place tied is Kiathaira, Yamaya, and Dayanaya. Basically, we just want to make sure that you guys are posting the hashtag under your posts when you're showing on social media that you've done the community service. From this point moving forward, this will also be sent in an email. If the hashtag is not posted under the picture, it will not count towards the competition. And that will be it for this portion of my project. Thank you.
So the MSU Foundation, the mission of the Music Melpson Foundation is to provide essential support, secure, and provide financial resources for the educational, leadership, and charitable purposes of MSU in order to enrich the lives of our alumni and collegiate members and assist in improving the community in which they serve. So we officially launched exactly a year ago with our first event, which was Run Like an Amazon. And as of June 2018, we are officially a 501c3 organization, which means that all donations made to the MSU Foundation are completely tax deductible. That's a pretty awesome accomplishment. And our motto is empowering women educationally and culturally. So we have 3 initiatives. The first is scholarships. We offer scholarships to sisters as well as high school community leaders to help offset the cost of your college education. You can find more information about those scholarships on our website. We also have grants, which are offered to chapters and districts to help offset the cost of your on-campus and community programs. And then third, we have the United Nations programs, which provides financial assistance to support different stages of local and international disaster relief operations. So you can find more information about the different types of scholarships and grants and fund opportunities right on our website, which is www.msu1981.org/foundation. So we're currently having our 2nd annual Run Like an Amazon event. It's a virtual 5K where you can set up a meetup wherever you want throughout the country. You can meet up with other sisters and non-sisters, so you can just run, walk, whatever you want on your own. So it's happening this Sunday, November 18th. We currently have 11 meetup locations in 6 different states. So those are listed there. Today is going to be the final day for you to register. So if you're still interested in receiving your limited edition Run Like an Amazon shirt, they came out really nice. And then we also have MSU Foundation 20-ounce water bottles, which are in the perfect shade of baby blue. So today will be the absolute last day for you to order. So if you're interested in ordering, yeah, see, there we go. Water bottles and shirts. If you're interested in ordering still, please order on our Facebook post that was posted today. Last shipment will go out tomorrow morning, so you have to order today in order to receive your stuff on time. All right, so our next event that we just announced a couple weeks ago is going to be Giving Tuesday, which is November 27th, coming up in a few weeks. If you haven't heard of Giving Tuesday before, it's a global day of giving fueled by the power of social media. It's celebrated right after Thanksgiving. So we have Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday, and then Giving Tuesday. So this year, we are lucky to be able to partner up with Facebook and PayPal. Facebook is offering matching donations up to $250,000 per nonprofit and up to $7 million total. So what that means is every dollar that we get donated through Facebook on November 27th will be matched 1-to-1 for Facebook. So our goal for the day is to raise $5,000, which means that we'll need to generate donations of $2,500, and Facebook will match those funds to get us to $5,000. So the catch is that the funds will run out after they've donated $7 million. So we're figuring that's going to run out pretty early. It starts at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we really need to get you guys to get your donations in early if you plan on donating. What we're asking is if everyone can just make a simple donation of $8.10. That's not a lot. It's basically the cost of what you would spend for lunch that day. So we're asking you to pack your lunch on November 27th and donate what you would spend for lunch to the MSU Foundation. Every dollar raised is going to go directly to scholarships for sisters and high school seniors, grants for your chapters, and the United Nations funds to support our MUmission's trip to Puerto Rico that's coming up. So it's a really cool opportunity that we have in order to raise funds outside of our sisterhood. So we're really excited to partner up with them this year. And if you want more information, visit our website. We've got a blog post up, msu1981.org/Giving Tuesday 2018. And if you have any questions about that, please send me an email. And then another fundraiser that we've got going on is the MSU Shield Pins. So they're $10 each, and if you buy 10, you get one free. So if you go to bit.ly/MSU Shield, you'll see our ordering form, and you can order some shield pins, especially for neophytes who don't have one yet. They're really cute. And then also we have an initiative through Amazon Smile. So if you haven't heard of Amazon Smile before, it's Amazon's charity program where they donate 0.05% of all purchases made through AmazonSmile.com to a 501c3 charity. So if you go to smile.amazon.com and select Mu Sigma Upsilon Foundation as your charity, you can shop as normal, purchase everything that you normally purchase, and we will get a small percentage donated to our foundation. So that's a really cool opportunity that we have. So if you haven't already done so, please select us as your charity on Amazon Smile. Thank you.
Okay, so these are the current vacancies on NGC Executive Board. On NGC, we have vacancies for the secretary position, Officer of Undergraduate Affairs, and the NGC Officer of Risk Management position. District 1 has vacancies for the Secretary, Communications, and Expansion position, and District 2 has no vacancies. District 3 has vacancies in the Philanthropy and the Fundraising position. District 4 is vacant in the Treasurer and Officer of Membership position, and District 7 has a vacancy for Fundraising Chair. So if you're interested in being considered for any of those vacancies, please contact the director of the districts listed. If you are interested in any of the vacancies on NGC, please contact me via my email, president@msu1981.org. Now we're going to go into the portion where we talk about some of the new initiatives coming up.
Yes, Mu Mission. So this is a project that I am both honored and excited and blessed to be a part of. This is something that has been in the works since August. So it's definitely been very, very hard to keep such an amazing, fun secret away from you guys, but I'm so happy to be able to finally release it. So the plan is between March 9th and 17th of 2019 for sisters from various locations to travel to Puerto Rico to do various items in mission, including farming, roof repair, building houses, working with LGBTQ youth, working with women and children shelters, and overall just trying to bring light to darkness. And I say that both figuratively and literally because, you know, in the streets in Puerto Rico, they still oftentimes don't have electricity in their streetlights. So it's something as simple as that just goes to show how important this trip is. This trip does begin an annual initiative. So with every year, we're going to be hoping to go to a new destination. For right now, our requirements, sisters that are participating must be financially active within MSU in order to be covered under our liability insurance. Besides that, undergraduates that are hoping to participate must be able to provide proof that their respective institution is closed for spring break during the duration of their mission trip. Of course, that we just want to make sure that you guys are able to put your education first. We don't want anybody to be negatively impacted by such a positive experience that this mission trip could bring. Aside from that, participants are responsible for paying for their own round-trip flights. Sisters are going to be given designated times for various destinations, so that way everybody can arrive at the island at the same time. There is training that's going to have to take place on the island, both for emergency procedures and safety procedures. So participants are also responsible for contributing $300. That does not go towards the $5,000 of the donation goal to cover lodging and transportation throughout the trip.
Okay, so the next item is the Active Sister Package. This is a new initiative that we started this year, just as a small token of our appreciation for sisters' commitment to the business and the leadership of MSU. So any sister that has paid their dues this year will receive a Active Sister Package mailed to the address on file. They are being sent out in batches, so if you have not received yours yet, you will. I know sisters are really excited about it, and we are too. We're excited to be able to bring that to you. So be on the lookout for that. Included in the package is a welcome letter along with an Amazon grocery bag. It also has a founding bottle opener, the MSU Shield lanyard, and the MSU Greek lettered hat. I just want to say a big thank you to Ludi for us with that, because it is a lot of work putting those together, and she has been working really hard. So I just want to say thank you, a big thank you to her for that, for putting that together for everybody. And I'm just going to pause for a moment because I'm hearing that there's some issues with the audio and also the video. So I'm just going to stop so I can see if I can get that back up and running for you guys that are watching. Okay. Okay, hopefully that we'll get it back up and working again. Okay, so the next item is our 2018-2019 sisterhood theme. And this sisterhood theme, you may have already seen it when the email was sent out, but it is My Sister's Keeper. And the thought behind this theme was basically just to encourage us all to have each other's backs, to keep standing up for sisters who are having a hard time or being mistreated or just need our support. And though these are principles that we already know and many of us already do, I thought it was a good time for us to just continue reigniting that flame. Sometimes we kind of get down on ourselves because we are not always receiving what we feel like we should be receiving from another person or from the organization. And I thought that this could be just a good opportunity for us to focus on what we can give to each other, what we can give to another sister, and just improve that sisterhood experience for someone else. So this year you will see in our messaging and in our programming attempts to just continue to send those reminders out of being each other's keeper. And that logo you see on your screen, if you can see it, is the image that we're going to use to kind of reinforce that sisterhood theme. So be on the lookout for more messaging around that theme, and keep supporting each other. And then we encourage you also, if you have a sister who has just done something really encouraging for you or stepped up to the plate and helped you when you really could use some support, shout her out, post those messages on our Facebook group, post something on Instagram and use the hashtag My Sister's Keeper, just to encourage those other people around us that are having difficulties, that we can still see that there are sisters that love us and support us out there. So we're really excited to have that as a theme and to just continue supporting each other. The next item that I'm really excited to share with you guys is that this year we will be bringing back the Years of Sisterhood service pins for sisters celebrating milestones within MSU. So that's sisters that are celebrating 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 25 years of service, 35 years of service. We will be sending pins to those sisters. And this was something that we used to do many, many, many years ago, before I was a sister, that sisters have mentioned that they really enjoyed. And so bringing this back, this is one of the items that is going to be available to all sisters regardless of active status. This is going to be our token of appreciation for all of the years of services that you've contributed toward MSU. So beginning this year, 2018, any sister that has celebrated a milestone of those years that I mentioned will be able to submit a form on OrgSync so that we have your updated mailing information so that we can mail you your pin. And that will start beginning in hopefully December or early January, but we want you to submit OrgSync to make sure that we're sending the pin to the right location. So send this and share it with your line sisters, your bigs, your littles, your caciques, your coes, all those sisters that we know have been in the organization for many years and may not be receiving the OrgSync emails or following on Facebook, send them that so that they can make sure they submit the form on OrgSync so they can get their years of service pin. So the image you see on the screen is exactly the pin you'll get. So it's the image of the archer with Mu Sigma Epsilon, and then on the bottom of her feet is going to be however many years of service that you have reached. Unfortunately, go backwards, and to anybody who did not receive a pin for prior years of service, prior milestones, so from 8/18 moving forward, we hope to be able to continue providing this token of appreciation to sisters that have experienced milestones. And for the upcoming events, our 2019 MSU convention is going to be in the Pocono Mountains. It's going to be themed a tribe called Mu. So you see the save the date there on your screen. Please be on the lookout for more information about ticketing and what the dates are. All of those things, we'll continue to push that messaging out. But we are really excited to have another really successful convention. We encourage all sisters, active, inactive, been around and active for the last few years, those who are coming back involved, people that have been recently re-engaged through the ARTS local chapters. All sisters, we really encourage you to come out to this good time. It's really a great bonding experience for us to just get to know each other. Last year, we had a great convention at the MSU Summit where we really just focused on bonding and improving our sisterhood, and we hope to continue that. So be on the lookout for more programming, and we hope to see you there. So at this time, we will open up the floor for questions. We had several questions that were submitted ahead of time on the form on OrgSync. So we are going to go through right now and look at the questions that were submitted. And then if any of you have current questions that you did not get a chance to submit, you can comment either on the YouTube link or you can send comments on Facebook. And we will try to keep up with your questions there. So we'll start with the ones that we already had submitted ahead of time, and then we'll just take turns kind of going through and answering the questions that were previously submitted. So the first question, which I will give to Naisha, who is the vice president, it is submitted by Ana Pena from the Indígena chapter, and it says, why is ARTS communication not open to all sisters just like undergraduate chapters?
Hey, Anna, so to answer your question, the ARTS chapter sends out its information in two ways. One of the ways for you to get the information that goes through with the ARTS chapter is to join one of their various local chapters, and you'll be able to send out any updates your local chapter would be doing, but also there are quarterly meetings that all chapters hold together. So you'd be able to get the information straight from the other chapters as well. Additionally, there is an ARTS portal in OrgSync, and all ARTS updates from the ARTS board and all of the ARTS local chapters are posted in that portal. In order for you to join that portal, there is a link that you would click. ARTS e-board members have been posting it on our Facebook group. So if you search through there, you should be able to see the instructions to join the ARTS portal, and you'll be able to stay up to date on everything that they're doing.
All right, thanks, Naisha. The next question submitted by Anna was any current or future outreach efforts that we have going on. So I will give that question to Nicole, who is our Officer of Philanthropy. She could answer that question for you.
So I guess hopefully I maybe answered that question with MUmission. That is, I suppose, our national outreach effort for this year. And by year, I do mean this semester and next semester, since we are going to be seeking donations, both privately and publicly, in order to fundraise and purchase donations that would be necessary for the trip, such as supplies to build the homes and do agriculture and such. Local outreach efforts would include MSU Unity for Communities. So it kind of just provides an extra incentive for sisters at the undergraduate and ARTS local chapter levels to get more involved in their communities. If there are any specific realms in which you're looking for. Of course, we're all open to new ideas and supporting different communities all over the country and all over the world. I hope that answers your question.
All right, so the next question is, why don't we have a weekly or monthly communication broadcast posts like membership, such as MSU districts and chapter updates? Since reports are submitted, we should post newsletters of MSU upcoming events or MSU district/chapter achievements. That's also submitted by Anna Pena. So we actually did have a weekly communication through our constant contact communication. You may remember that MSU communications email that went out. The reason that we pulled back on that is because we were not getting the content to be able to send out weekly updates to the organization. So right now we're kind of revamping what the communication looks like. We're mainly using OrgSync to send out updates that the chapters and the districts have as far as events and upcoming achievements. But we're always looking for the best way to communicate those updates to sisters. So certainly we are open to any feedback if you feel like it should be more frequent or less, or maybe, you know, different forms of that. So that's a conversation that we're still having. The other issue, or not really issue, but the other thing that we noticed was that those weekly emails were being sent out, but very few sisters were opening them. So out of the, let's say we had, 900 sisters email addresses that we would send to, we might get 15% of those emails opened. So we also didn't want to burden sisters with a number of biweekly or weekly emails several times a week if it wasn't being opened, and that wasn't a very effective form of communication. So we're still looking at what some beneficial ways to get the information to sisters are. So we're definitely going to be continuing to flesh that out and see what the best form of communication is. The next question submitted was from Yamilka Ventura, and she submitted a question that said, what school in California is active at the moment, and what schools and chapters do we have in California? Yamilka, we don't have any chapters in California right now as far as chapters go. We have an Aratias chapter that's working on getting established and in the California area. If you're curious about back involved in MSU on the West Coast, then you can definitely get in contact with the sisters of the Aratias chapter that are in that area. But as far as undergraduate schools go, we have not yet established a chapter there. Next question is for expansion. So that'll be for Davina. And the question is, I saw one expansion line had less than 7 members. Did the other ladies fail interviews? And that was submitted by Anna Estevez, D1 Assistant Director.
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, so we try to have 7 girls to found a chapter. If there's less than 7, like 5 or 6, no less than 5. There was a proposal that passed that if the majority are not seniors, then it would still be approved as long as the school approved it. I also look at the number of interests available. So let's say I had Lycoming University, they had less than 7 members to found a chapter, but they had a lot of interest. So the school said, you have a lot of interest. We still want this chapter here. Why don't you bring them on, even though they have less than 7 members, because we know they're going to be a well-established chapter afterwards. So we look at all those factors.
All right. And then another question for you, Davina. Organizational. With conversations about restructuring, I'm hearing that schools in Philadelphia, specifically Temple, will be part of the current District 3 region instead of joining the current District 1 region. Why is this? The closest school would be Samara, which is currently in District 1.
Yes. So rezoning is a tricky subject because everybody wants certain schools, or they don't want to be in this location, or they don't want to change, or they want to stay in their district. I can speak as far as Temple. We did go back and forth between whether it was going to be part of D1 or D3. My whole process of rezoning in general is to speak with each district. So I speak with like directors, I speak with presidents of chapters that are nearby, and try to get everyone's input of would this make sense. Temple, for example, is very big on alumni support, people in the area, active chapters in the area. Unfortunately, Samara is not really an active chapter. So I went to District 3 because they had more active chapters that were nearby, but it doesn't mean that Sisters in D1 can't support. We did send a whole list to Temple, say they wanted a list of all alumni that lived within I want to say 60 miles of the school. So we sent a list of them, and there's sisters in every district that happen to be on that list. So that's mainly what they looked at. We want to make sure that we are pleasing the school to make sure that they approve us. So I understand that that was kind of a touchy subject, but I just felt that in the end, it was best to keep it in D3. As far as in the future, when I meet with schools and trying to figure out what district they should belong to, I want to try to look at active chapters nearby, not necessarily what chapter is closest, because if they're dormant chapter, they might not be a great asset.
All right, thank you, Davina. This question is for Naisha. This question said, rethinking how we do recruitment, many chapters struggle to recruit. The majority of our membership is Black or Latina. How can we rebrand to be more marketable to other ladies as well? That's submitted by Anna Estevez, D1 Assistant Director.
So I definitely do agree with the fact that our membership is mostly Black and Latina, but I will say that I think as an organization, we do a good job at marketing to different ethnicities. Where most of our marketing comes from is the programs that chapters hold and essentially the advertisement they do. So in terms of us branding ourselves, I don't think that it's something that will come from the top down, because with the exception of our new brand images that Sabrina made this past year with the two warriors, we haven't really branded ourselves as an Afro-Latino organization. So in order for us to reach a bigger demographic and to reach a more diverse audience, I think it ultimately boils down to our chapters making sure that we are doing programs that appeal to a large audience, and that when we are doing our multicultural programs, it isn't just about the history of Blacks in America or the history of Latinos in America, but we're doing stuff that is a little bit more diverse and multicultural so that we can appeal to larger audiences.
All right, thank you. And then the final question that was previously submitted, this is a membership question, and the question says, is the organization considering, or has the org ever considered removing the uniform from the process? By uniform, I'm referring to the entire uniform, the shirt, jeans, sneakers, etc., which aren't allowed on campuses and just seems like a waste of money since it's not really used. That question was submitted by Issa Felix from ARTS North New Jersey.
First, Issa, thank you for your suggestion and your comments. We have had minor talk about this, but this is something that will require a great amount of discussion before implementation. So it's something that you guys could possibly look forward to, some surveys and discussions. Just look out for that.
All right, awesome. So that was all the questions that have been submitted. I'm not seeing any questions on Facebook or YouTube. So we can go ahead and end this year's State of the MUnion. But again, we'll continue to have as much open dialogue as we can. And certainly if you think of any questions later, please feel free to reach out to any of us and we will be glad to answer any questions that you have. Thank you so much for watching. And those of you who are watching live, thank you for staying up late with us. And as always, please feel free to reach out. Have a good night.